Are you open to taking a question about the All-Star game just yet, or do you want to talk about the game first? Do you have a question about the All-Star?
Coach, how was it like to be back today after a couple of games off?
It felt good. I just have to get into my rhythm, but it felt good.
In terms of getting into your rhythm, like what does that look like?
Coaching.
Fair enough. I mean, this team continues to dominate. It's like what 9 wins in the last 11 games. I mean, do you feel like this team has played its best basketball? At this point in the season.
We just got to get better every game. It's stuff that we can improve on. We just have to get better. I felt like there's certain things we could have done better that we probably could have been more. We could have been better taking care of the ball. Certain things we did well, but we just have to make sure that we clean that up.
The turnovers, what do you attribute that to at this point in the season?
It's tough. It's tough. They come in different ways. Sometimes we take bad risk, and sometimes you do that when you're up 20 points, 18 points. But turnovers are like acne. You get one bump and they just keep coming.
Are you comfortable with your team taking a risk and seeing higher number of turnovers, or would you rather them not be risking the ball like that?
No, I'd just rather us not turn it over. Like we had 23 assists today, and that's proven to be a low number for us. So we just have to make sure that, like, we cut that in half. We have 10 more shots, and because we have a 70% assist rate, that's probably 30 assists for us for the game. And that looks much more comfortable to what we want, 30 assists and 11 turnovers than, 23 and 22. Yeah.
How you doing, Coach?
All right.
So you guys had a pretty solid game, I would say, defensively.
Yeah.
There was a play in the first quarter that really stuck out to me where Candace hedges out on the side pick and roll. It swings to the second side. She hedges out again.
Mm-hmm.
She gets kicked out by Z and then gets a late switch on Diamond and ends up in a block for Z.
Mm-hmm.
Can you just talk about how much of a cheat code she is as far as executing your defensive schemes?
Yeah, I mean, she did all that stuff, huh? Yeah, no, it was good. It's when she does that, it's she makes us very hard to play against. Her defense has always been something that's underrated, but we're one of the best defensive teams in the league, and I thought we did a great job tonight. You're talking about an explosive offensive team that shoots at that 41%. I thought we did a great job. Probably have to we did a great job of, I think, fouling them less. They had 15 free throws in the first half. We went in the back and recalibrated and came out, and they only shot 4 free throws in the second half. So I thought that was good for us.
And then speaking to, the new pieces you guys have and you're integrating in, Rebecca Gardner, I think this is her 4th consecutive game with double-digit scoring off the bench, and her impact defensively has been there as well. So can you just kind of speak to the added value that she brings to you guys' rotation?
She does that, and her usage rate isn't high. And because we have such high usage players, it helps when you have a player that can be so efficient and not have to take the ball out of other players' hands. So she does a good job of that, cutting and moving without the ball. And she got a couple layups where she just was in the right place because she cut at the right time. And that adds value to anything you do, because it doesn't necessarily take the ball out of Candace's hands, doesn't take the ball out of Sloot, Allie, or Ka's hands either. And so it always helps when you have a player that can score and do that kind of stuff without taking the ball out of your playmaker's hands.
Allie Quigley, we've kind of already seen the growth from the start of the season where she wasn't shooting too hot, and now she led all scorers today, or led the team today with 19 points. What have you just seen her growth and progression over the past, especially last 3-4 games?
I think, I told her a long time ago, water always comes back to the level. No matter if it floods or, if you're having a dry spell, like, it's going to always come back to the level. And that's where her shot is. She's the best shooter that I've ever seen. So it's only right that she's making shots. I don't think she's changed anything. She's continued to work, be professional, find her spots. It's just she's in a rhythm, in a better rhythm, and she's used to the players that she's playing with. Sorry, and we know where to find her. So, and it's simple. I think a couple of skill passes where they sink in because you have a Ka that cuts, you have a Z or Emma that cuts, and they have to sink in or they're giving up a layup. And so we find Allie on the weak side, and it's a bucket.
We've talked depth of your team all season, but today the bench really shined overall. Just they contributed, I think I was upwards of like 25, 30 points. What have you just seen out of having that depth in every game, in and out, every season, throughout the entire season? What have you just seen out of the depth and how they were able to perform, especially today from the bench?
Yeah, they gave us 32. I just thought they gave us good minutes, and they allowed us to like rest our players. Like Ka, she only played 20 minutes. Sloot only played 22 minutes, and it affords them. It gives us a luxury to not have to ride them so hard, even right now. 20 games in, and so I think that's the bench is important. So we just have to continue to come and be focused and be ready. And the fact that they got 8 assists out of that, it was good too. So we just keep on doing what we're trying to do.
The All-Star selections were made. You're going to coach Kalia and Emma as far as the sky goes against Candace and Sloot.
Oh, shit. Oh,
That's
for
all
real?
I needed.
Oh, why you didn't leave with that? You didn't tell me that.
Well, I thought we should get. Sorry.
So who am I coaching?
You're coaching, as far as the sky goes, you're coaching Kalia and Emma, and you'll be coaching against Candace and Sloot. So just your reaction.
They don't want us to be great. They could have gave me all. I thought they was gonna like choose. I thought our Vegas players was gonna be on one side, and we were gonna have all our players on.
No, Asia, they were methodical about it.
Man, I'm gonna
selecting their teammates, but yeah. So that's your reaction.
So all the Vegas players, are they on the other team? Am I coaching Vegas players?
Yeah, you have Jackie Young, and I think that's it. Asia selected Dearica and Kelsey.
I told Stewie, man. I was like, Stewie, make sure we have all our players. Yeah. Sorry. She doesn't listen.
Do you think she dropped the ball then?
Man, Stewie she doesn't care. Stewie doesn't care. She doesn't want me to be great. It's so messed up. So I'm coaching against Candace and Sloot.
Yes. So yeah, just like summing it up, overall reaction to that.
I mean, it's whatever. Oh, but that's what you want to talk about. You want to tell me that so bad. See my reaction.
I mean,
I got two of them.
Week.
I got two of them. It's good. It's good. I got 2 of them. And if they're the ones that's playing the most, if I'm calling more plays for them the next 2 games, then y'all know why.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thanks, guys.
And in the front.
So everyone has talked about this team being, a machine at this point in the season, but turnovers are still present at a high rate. What's the issue there? What do you guys attribute those to, and what needs to change?
I guess lack of focus. Usually that's, I guess, what contributes to turnovers. Just locking in a little bit more on passing to our teammates and not the other team.
You guys are still winning despite these turnovers. So is it a point of emphasis? Are you guys concerned about this, stressing it in practice, etc.?
No, I wouldn't say necessarily. I just think sometimes we come out a little lackluster, and that manifests itself in turnovers. So we just have to lock in on that.
Any word from the WNBA about the 3-point contest?
No, I'm waiting for the call. I'm gonna say yes, so I'm waiting for them to call.
Okay.
Azrae, I'm curious, just with this team has really kept the minutes low for pretty much everyone across the roster. I mean, given that you were still like dealing with some of the, injuries that you've dealt with in the past, like how much has that helped you this year, just being able to give it your all anytime you're out there on the court?
Yeah, I think it's just one of the strengths of our team. We can spread the minutes out, really evenly, and I think in the long run that will help us, especially in playoffs with the new format. It's more games. Like will this extra rest will really be like useful toward the end of the season.
Is there a conversation with the coaching staff, not even just with you, but with like everyone on the roster about managing minutes, just given that James was really trying to chunk things out at the beginning of the season last year, and kind of seems like that's happening this year as well?
Yeah, I wouldn't say necessarily. I think sort of just the way our team is shaping out this year is we have a lot of different weapons, and we're actually using them, which is really exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, Zuri.
Hi.
So you and Rebecca Gardner give tons of added value to the team on both ends of the floor coming off the bench. So can you talk about just kind of like your psyche, like your mental stamina as far as what you're assessing before you come in, and then how you go about executing?
Yeah, I feel like I get this question literally every time. But I literally approach the game the same whether I'm starting or coming off the bench. I just believe as a player, like you can't take any moments for granted, and whether you're starting or you're coming off the bench, you have to come ready to go. Like this is the WNBA, this is the best women's league in the world, and there's no moments off. So I really try to focus on just bringing defensive energy really first. And offense will just come to me, but I don't know. I don't really do anything special. Like I literally approach every game the same.
And you guys played a few different schemes defensively today over the course of the game. So can you talk about just how comforting it is knowing that the other front court pieces that you share the floor with are able to execute the same, as you?
Yeah, it's really exciting. I think our versatility in the front court is just one of the best in the league, and it poses problems on offense and defense. Offensively, obviously we're all able to shoot, we're all able to sort of stretch the defense, and even defensively we're able to guard, smaller players. And that's a huge advantage because some teams don't have that luxury, and we have a whole front court, every player that can do it. So it's really, really special.
Any more questions for Z? Cool. Thanks, Z.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Rebecca.
Hi.
This team just continues to dominate. I mean, I think you've won 9 games in the last, 9 games in the last 11 games. So, I mean, do you feel like this team has played to its highest potential at this point, or do you think there are things that you all are still trying to work out?
I mean, I definitely think there are still things that we can work out, but it's nice to see like things starting to come together. You know, it was in the beginning there were a lot of new pieces, so we're starting to like learn each other and figure each other out. And I mean, even today, like you've seen, there's things that we can work on. So like I think I said it before, like every game there's something that we can look back and work on.
What did you take away from this game?
Well, one thing we're trying to work on is just once we have a lead, like keeping the pedal to the metal. So that's one of our one of our focuses has been. And I think we had a lot of turnovers too. So just taking care of the ball. I think those will be 2 things that we can look to improve next game.
Commissioner's Cup question, but you guys are tied in Commissioner's Cup play with the Aces, and so the tiebreaker to see who hosts the team will come down to best record as of July 7th. How much is that a conversation amongst the team? Are you guys talking about, you know, the desire to host, or is it at this point you're in and it's a back thought?
Well, our first goal was to get in the Commissioner's Cup, and I think we have 1 or 2 more games left. But yeah, definitely to have home court advantage would be a bonus. So we're gonna look to, I know it's Indiana and I'm not sure the other team, but we're gonna look to take care of those so we can have that advantage for the Commissioner's Cup because we want that win.
Awesome.
Hey, Rebecca.
Hi.
So you have 4 games consecutive with scoring double digits off the bench. So can you talk about how just your function in the offense as far as not needing the ball, as Coach Wade mentioned, how that just helps the team just continue to, you know, make things happen and have such a reliable option off the ball that doesn't need to like dictate things?
Yeah, well, we have so many like scoring options and so many great players. So I guess kind of, and especially playing with like passing posts and a point guard like Sloot, like I love to cut and like get behind the defense. So those are like, it's like something easy, you know, and I know it just like complements their game. So I just try to do things to complement the other players. And I just try to come in and see what the team needs and come in and do that. Like if I need to score, cut, or if they need me to defend. So I just try to read the game and come in and do my best.
And then you have these like sequences where you'll get like a pick 6 and then you'll go and jam the outlet pass and that just bring like all types of energy to the team. So doing that off the bench, is that something that you focus specifically on trying to manifest that, or is it just kind of happening organically?
Well, when I'm coming off the bench, I want to bring energy. So when I come off the bench, I want to give like the starters a boost. So yeah, definitely I look for those passes and stuff like that and to get the deflections and stuff. So I would say it's intentional. Sometimes it doesn't happen every game, but like I try to look for it.
More questions for Becca? Thanks.
Okay.